History is beckoning. Ball down on the right side. Ricardo Horta didn't get to do anything with it. It's Ronaldo who was setting it up, and the shot is carved, sets it up, and then Ronaldo did it even better for Joao Felix. Oh no, with that touch. That looks like magic. 8 minutes of added time, and Ronaldo almost changes the scoreline here from just a single touch. Ronaldo almost gets the better of Bono. A quick ball up at the front, in between two defenders. A fast touch and a shot towards goal, Jacob.
Bono again here stopping Cristiano Ronaldo from getting into the score sheet here. Bono has done a commendable job for the Moroccan side for sure.
Good afternoon. Thank you for creating time for us. You are in time for the Lunchtime News. It is the 13th day in the month of December 2022. World Cup Eco KBC. Croatia will be facing off Argentina tonight as the first semi-final in the 2022 World Cup. We have able team on the ground, and true to our word, we'll be beaming the match live at 10 p.m. tonight. Also, the newsroom is busy today. Council of Governors are in the county of Mombasa, and the Nairobi Festival is underway. We have you covered not only here in the home country, but also across the borders. Let's interact on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. My name is Irene Mchuma Odim. On sign language interpretation is Byron Abule. We kick off from the county of Nairobi, where the Nairobi Festival is underway at the Uhuru Park grounds. My colleague Yusuf Farah is on that bit. Farah, I understand from yesterday to the 17th, the Uhuru Park will be a busy ground, not only for those who want to know the changes on the ground, but also to be part of the festival. Good afternoon, Farah. Listen, sisikii hii sasa, sielewi nini inaendelea.
Casing and running a business here, basically just to tell us how the business was since yesterday and how they see things going. Good afternoon. Habari leo, labda kwa majina unaitwa nani na biashara yako leo hapa ni gani?
Kwa majina naitwa Hari. Biashara jana imekuwa mzuri, lakini kwa leo kumekuwa na shida kidogo, watu hawajatokea. Hatujui shida ni wapi. Jana governor alikuja akaopen kiwanja vizuri, but today the turn up has been very low. Okay. So tunashindwa the shida iko wapi.
Labda una matumaini kwamba watu wataendelea kuja siku itakapoendelea, angalau biashara yako iweze kupik?
Yeah, tuko na matumaini sana. Show event iko this week yote. Yeah, ingawaja leo kumekuwa na shida kidogo, kesho tunaona inaweza kuwa vizuri, lakini maombi yetu ni Sakaja sifunge kiwanja. Yes, atuachie kiwanja tufanye kazi sisi wakulima wadogo. Yeah.
Na labda kuna umuhimu gani wa festival kama hii Nairobi Festival? Inaonyesha picha ya Nairobi, na wewe kama mkazi wa Nairobi unaona iendelee ama kufanywa vipi?
Kwanza ningemshukuru gavana na ningemwomba aendelee kuweka mashughuli kama hizi ya Nairobi, aendelee kuziweka kabisa. Talent iko Nairobi ni mingi, kuanzia matatu, magari kama hizi ndogo ndogo, na waimbaji, madancers. Vipaji ya Nairobi ni maradufu kabisa. Kwa hivyo Sakaja na muongera kabisa, na maombi yangu ni aendelee na morali yake, asifunge kiwanja kabisa. Yeah.
Wajua, kando na kuwa unafanya biashara, wewe ni mtu pia labda unaenjoy festival kama hizi. So labda umeoneleaje kuanzia jana mpaka leo vile kumekuwa, umetembelea vitu tofauti, umeona vipi?
Mimi kutoka jana nimefurahia, wametuwekea African music, Kenyan music. Tumeenjoy kabisa Kenyan foods. Yani tunafurahia na kila kitu wanafanya ni Kenyan tu. Okay. Na yani tu ikiwanje baki ni hivyo tu. Okay.
Labda tukimalizia, kuna kitu ambacho labda unaweza tamani kiongezwe katika festival kama hii?
Okay. Kwa sasa yani tuseme it's almost like 90%. Kitu imebaki tu ni like security ndo weke poa kiasi, but kila kitu iko perfect. Like Uhuru Park wamechange kabisa, it's 100% transformed. Okay. Yeah. Na tungeomba iendelee tu hivyo. Kama sisi wakulima biashara wadogo, mimi ni kijana mdogo, lakini venye wametransform Uhuru Park, sasa it's on a very next level kabisa.
Unaona kama hii kugeuzwa kwa Uhuru Park mpaka inavoketi sasa hii itakuletea mambo mazuri katika biashara? Yani kile kazi walifanyia Uhuru Park, ningeshukuru serikali iko na pile yenye imetoka kusaidiana. Uhuru Park imebadilika kabisa. Ombi tu tulisikia fununu Uhuru Park wanaweza funga after event. Tungeomba wasifunge kiwanja yetu. Mabiashara vijana kama sisi vidogo tunategemea gari yangu. Mimi ni driver wa gari hapa Uhuru Park. Na ningeomba uwanja isifunge hata after event. After date 17 of December. Wasifunge kiwanja, watupe time pia tuone kama December, Christmas tunaweza pata kitu kidogo. Hilo ndo ombi letu tu. Haya, nimeshukuru pia mimi. Thank you very much. Well, there you have it, Irene Chuma Odim, the sentiments of one of the people who runs a business here. So, of course, we're going to be sticking here to continue and witnessing the businesses that are here, the festivities, and of course, having a good time. So, for now, I'll take you back to the studio as I go back and join the festivities. Back to you in studio, Irene Chuma.
Thank you, Farah. Looking forward also to a news item in a subsequent bulletin later on in the day. That will be at 7 p.m. In other news, Kibwezi West Member of Parliament Mwengi Mutuse now wants a bigger percentage of the constituency development fund to be channeled to infrastructural development in primary schools. The lawmaker says the domiciling of junior secondary students in primary schools presents the institutions with additional financial responsibilities that can be best taken up by the Constituency Development Fund.
CDF pesa ambayo ni ya serikali ya kitaifa inayofanya kazi katika Constituency National Government CDF, tumekubaliana kwamba as a priority tutaipeleka ndio iweze kusaidia kujenga mahabara. Ndio tukifika mwezi wa pili, mwezi wa 4, watoto wetu wanaweza kuwa na mahabara ambapo wanaweza kusoma, ndio wakapata ule ujuzi ambao unatakikana kwa kweli.
The Rotary Club of Malindi has organized a 5-kilometer walk to raise awareness on polio in the region. The walk also aims at raising funds to help the vulnerable within the locality.
Tens of Rotarians and school children turned up at the Malindi Buntwani Waterfront Park for a charity walk. Eric Mashigadi, the president of the Rotary Club of Malindi, said their aim is to raise 2 million shillings to help vulnerable children in the area.
We are intending, if possible, to raise around 1 million shillings or 2 million shillings, but all it depends on our sponsors who have been very kind to us. Polio, I think, is something that Rotary has taken it very seriously.
It will help the children from the less fortunate villages who can't afford school fees. Rotary Club supports the education bursary.
We have been doing this for quite a few years, but the last 3 years, because of COVID, we couldn't do it. But we have started again. Let's hope for the best.
The walk is organized in memory of one of the Malindi Rotarian and philanthropist Bai Naran, who made great contributions to the development of Malindi town.
Kuanzisha walk 5 kilometers in memory of one of our Rotarian who passed on this year. And we are doing this because he was very concerned about raising funds for polio.
Residents and well-wishers have been called upon to support the charity walk next year so as to raise more funds and help more people. Jacqueline Masharia for Lunchtime News.
All right, there was drama in Kitengela town after a man led a lady suspected to have spiked his uncle's drink to Kitengela police station. The drink spiking incident is said to have happened at a local pub along Baraka Road a fortnight ago.
These were the scenes at Kitengela town when a man decided that enough is enough. It took the intervention of the Kitengela officer commanding the police station for the man to let the woman go before she found a safe haven behind the report desk. The seemingly angry man alleged his anger was spiked by the lady at a pub. On the other hand, the lady claims the man's uncle had refused to settle a bill of 1,750 Kenya shillings. Police say cases of revelers having their drinks spiked are on the rise in Kitengela. Ruth Homboy for Lunchtime News.
A section of Migori County residents are decrying exploitation of natural resources by foreigners, saying the environment has been immensely populated. The residents also fear that the explosives used in mining, especially gold extraction, may cause further damage, noting that buildings have developed cracks while some are on the verge of collapse.
The agonizing search for precious minerals in Migori County, the sieving and shifting, is rarely bearing fruit for residents who depend on the venture to make a living. According to the Ministry of Mining and Petroleum, gold mining production capacity reaches 34 tons per year, earning up to an estimated 34 billion Kenyan shillings. However, residents in Kitere village in Rongo within Migori County allude to exploitation by foreign gold miners in the region.
Wamefence mahali, wanaendeleza kazi zao, huku wananchi wa kawaida saa zingine wanakatazwa wasiende huko ama wasifanye kazi pale kwa sababu hawana vyeti.
The residents say the foreigners who are extensively exploiting the gold mineral deposits in the area are also incorporating use of explosives for mining.
Because we have been complaining, I'm in record to have complained, even my house. When there are ballistics, even my house is shaking. I have cracks all over. These cracks within the hole or the entrance up to where they were is hundreds of feet.
I will commit the matter to the chairman of environment and natural resources in the assembly. so that the matter can be brought a proper motion that I will be able to sponsor, and we make a legislation that is going to ensure we secure safety in Migori County.
They say the destruction left behind and environmental pollution are among the after effects of mining that should be regulated for the benefit of future generations. For Lunchtime News, I am Teresa Mutai.
You're watching the Lunchtime News. We are taking a short commercial break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Karibuni sana, karibuni. Niwauzie?
Ugali matumbo batia mimi.
Ugali matumbo! Na wewe? Ipe wali maragwe? Wali? Wewe, mchele madando hapo!
Nilikuwa nataka kaomena na kadoma.
Omena nduma! Customer, usijali chakula yako tutakutengenezea kwa dili yako tu.
Maisha yako, mapendeleo yako. Tunukiwa na Safaricom. Chagua bei yako ya kupigia simu au data. Piga *444# au utembelee My Safaricom app upate deal poa ya kupiga simu, uongee zaidi au ubrowse zaidi.
Nataka chapati na crips.
Mala sausage. Nataka ugali na
Airtel, the most affordable network. Catch all the action right here on KBC Channel 1 and all our radio stations. World Cup, Eco KBC. Airtel, the most affordable network.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
KBC Channel 1, we put people at the heart of events with our captivating weekly news features. Every day, we are breaking new grounds with informative, entertaining, and inspiring human interest stories. On Mondays, 9 p.m., we have The Cabinets. Tuesday, 9 p.m., we get inside the barracks from Military Tales. We delve in the world of cinemas and theater each Wednesday night. For the young and industrious, make a date with us every Thursday at 9 p.m. Fridays are dedicated for My Culture. On Saturdays, we go back in time for History in Perspective. And on Sundays, we get to know the process of how things are done and made. KBC Channel 1 News features a whole lot of wonderful viewing experience.
Welcome back. You're watching the Lunchtime News. The Kiambu County government is planning to upgrade Gachororo Level 3 Hospital in Juja Sub-County to a Level 4 facility to enhance service delivery to residents. The currently dilapidated facility is the only one in the second most populated constituency in Kiambu County, a situation that has for a long time made residents suffer while seeking proper medical services.
A visit at the Gachororo Level 3 Hospital reveals a rundown facility that has only been offering first aid services to patients, forcing them to seek specialized medical care far away. a state of affairs that has attracted the attention of Kiambu County Governor Kimani Wamatangi, who has undertaken to transform the facility to a level 4 hospital. Wamatangi says that his government will start the upgrading process by establishing a maternity wing, introducing a theatre that will be responsible for conducting minor surgeries, and constituting a board that will monitor operations of the hospital.
We are putting in a responsible board and a hospital manager, ambapo kwenye mpango wetu hapo ukienda Gashororo, for maternity services you will get them in Gashororo at the right price and making sure that the facilities are good.
The county boss said his administration will move quickly to ensure the upgrading is done before March 2023 for improved healthcare services.
We'll be having a place mahali unakuja na kitambulisho peke yako. Hapa Juja, ukikuja Kalimoni, ukienda Theta, ukienda Morera, ukienda Wetavie, you will find there is a spot where unaweza kwenda na ujiandikishe na upatiwe kadi yako ya universal healthcare.
Residents have been protesting over the poor state of the health facility, including lack of adequate equipment to serve locals' health demands. Speaking in Juja, Wamatangi further revealed that his government has embarked on a plan to put up 8 more health facilities across the county. Beatrice Gatonyangetich, Lunchtime News.
Across the border, South Africa's parliament is expected to hold a special sitting on Tuesday to debate a report by a panel of legal experts that found that President Cyril Ramaphosa may have broken his oath of office. This is in connection with the Falafala farm scandal hanging over the president, in which Ramaphosa has been accused of a cover-up following the theft of foreign currency at his private game farm back in 2020.
President Ramaphosa's fate will be in the hands of members of parliament as they vote on whether he should be impeached. Evidence of the potential misconduct after allegations that he concealed the theft of foreign currency from his game farm has fueled calls for him to step down. Ramaphosa has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. The governing ANC party has instructed its 230 lawmakers, including those known to be against the president, to reject the report because its findings have been challenged in court. Meanwhile, Belgian investigators searched offices at the European Parliament in Brussels on Monday in a probe into alleged bribes from World Cup host Qatar. It was the 20th search carried out since Friday, and the Parliament President, Roberta Metsola, warned lawmakers that democracy is under attack. Belgian police have charged 4 people, among the European Parliament Vice President Eva Kaili, a group member of the European Parliament. Qatar has denied any wrongdoing. Members of the European Parliament will debate the scandal on Tuesday. Joan Moneki for Lunchtime News.
Thank you for staying with us. Time for Channel 1 Business News. Fresh vegetable farmers in water-scarce areas are advised to take up sustainable farming methods to reduce on post-harvest losses. Agronomists believe soil testing, controlled pesticide use, and efficient watering are a means to save up to 90% of seasonal yields.
Kenya loses about 72 billion shillings to food wastage and post-harvest losses at different stages of the farming and supply value chain. Due to this, the Green Horticulture at Lake Naivasha project was founded as a means to sensitize farmers on reducing the numbers. Agronomists say since the region is a water-scarce basin, issues of water abstraction and pollution of Lake Naivasha through chemicals was affecting the quality of the water.
Over 80% are accessing financial services. In terms of certification, it has been a major milestone. We have supported 146 farmers to become certified, through the KES 1758 standard, and then becoming the first farmers in Kenya to get certified through this standard, which is a major milestone.
The communities to pay attention to what is it that my
soil will actually require. Promoting efficient use of water, really important. Using drip kits, for instance, so that you reduce the amount of water that you're using. So reducing abstraction, for instance. Use of less pesticides and using pesticides when it's really necessary.
She says farmers in the area can get certification to expand into international exportation, which allows them to grow from the ventures.
Are able to support farmers access markets for their sustainably produced products. We are targeted to support, the 7 producer groups, which you have done that already, so 100% achieved.
The farmers were trained on integrated pest management to reduce fertilizer use and pollution.
Unsustainable agriculture is a huge concern with several negative impacts on the environment.
Hibak Said for Lunchtime News.
Trade unions are being urged to embrace modern governance structures and effective communication strategies to prevent unrest at workplaces whenever there were disputes. Trade unions and employers are also being challenged to pursue alternative dispute resolution mechanisms to resolve disputes.
Due to changing trends in both trade unions and workplaces, Kenya Export Floriculture, Horticulture and Allied Workers Union National Chairman Peter Palanga urged the trade union movement in Kenya to front confrontational acts against employers. Palanga says grievances should be resolved in an amicable manner with a view to achieving sustainable industrial peace.
We want to bring the new approaches on board. We want to embrace the dialogue. We want to embrace the industrial relations, the harmony at the workplace.
Palanga encouraged state agencies to extend incentives to the horticultural industry that are reeling from COVID-19 economic aftershocks and natural disasters, particularly rising waters of Lake Naivasha that left more than 10 flower farms submerged.
We want also to appeal to the government that they need to look into giving it favorable conditions to our investors, that the investors come on board. We want to see whether they can give some kind of free-range lands, some conditions that are favorable for the investment.
He also wants the government to subsidize energy costs and review taxes.
Kenyan small businesses believe access to markets and networking opportunities for their products within the East African region would drive their growth. They are now calling for regulatory provisions to increase their visibility.
The abundance of goods and services within the East African community. The World Bank indicates that Kenya's 7.4 million businesses hold the key to job creation and productivity, but they urgently need greater access to credit to scale up operations and grow their productivity. Small businesses believe this success could be powered by access of more markets in the EAC trading bloc.
One thing that comes to my mind that the East African government can do is to provide like the spaces. I know like in Kenya, Msea, there are these spaces where guys can work. I'm sure when you look at the other regions, I'm sure there are Mseas, they have other regions or spaces that we can work at, yeah? So I think that's one of the things that I would really encourage.
Small business operators at the 22nd edition of the East African Community Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Trade Fair, popularly known as the Jua Kali Nguvu Kazi exhibition in Kampala, Uganda, say such trade exhibitions are key in increasing their visibility and demand for their products.
The event is very important. In fact, since 2007, our organization has participated in four EAC expos. From 2019, we had serious business contacts, which we could not service due to COVID. Because now we could not go back to those other countries due to COVID.
Currently, government agencies like the Micro and Small Enterprises Authority are keen on empowering small businesses through their nascent stages of growth. The 22nd edition of the annual EAC exhibition, which is being held under the theme Buy East African to Build East Africa for Resilience and Sustainable Development, has attracted more than 1,000 artisans from all the 7 EAC partner states. Experts reiterate that the more than 300 million strong market in the East Africa region is a game changer with great potential. Alan Oko, Kololo Grounds in Kampala, Uganda.
Well done, Alan, all the way from Uganda. South Africa Aspen Pharmacare has wrapped up pacts to secure funding of $30 million from the Gates Foundation and the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations to help make affordable vaccines for Africa. Here now are the details of this and other stories making headlines across the continent.
The new funding from CP and the Gates Foundation will support a 10-year agreement between Aspen and Serum Institute that aims to expand the supply and sourcing of affordable vaccines manufactured in Africa. The Serum Institute agreement provides for Aspen to make and distribute pneumococcal, rotavirus, polyvalent, and hexavalent vaccines commonly administered in Africa. Meanwhile, Savannah Energy has agreed to buy producing oil fields in South Sudan from Malaysia's State Energy, Petronas, for up to $1.25 billion. The announcement followed ExxonMobil Corp closing a $407 million sale of its operations in Central Africa's Chad and Cameroon to Savannah. Other shareholders in the South Sudan fields, which have a gross output of 153,000 barrels per day, include China's CNPC and Sinopec, India's ONGC, and NilePet, the national oil company of South Sudan. Finally, Tanzania's tourism industry has the potential to create jobs, generate foreign exchange earnings, and expand the tax base, according to the United Nations World Tourism Organization Academy. Flagging off the maiden UNWTO Academy Digital Tourism Training for Tanzania's tour operator Selina Rucha, Dr. Jasmina Locke said, however, for this to happen, the country requires a highly skilled, qualified and motivated human capital base. Dr. Locke said growth of the tourism sector is an attractive, sustainable economic development option for Tanzania, with great potential to create jobs and foreign exchange, provide revenue to support the conservation drive, and expand the tax base to bankroll development plans and poverty reduction efforts.
All right. You're watching the Lunchtime News. Thank you so much for your feedback on our social media platforms. Obadia Ngeno is saying keep up the good work. Isaac Sriba, you're watching KBC Channel 1. Michael Rosabu, you're watching KBC Channel 1 from the county of Nairobi. And GK Tirop, you're asking about the World Cup. True to our word, World Cup Iko KBC. Tonight we'll be showing the Argentina versus Croatia face-off right here on KBC Channel 1 at 10 p.m. Let's continue interacting on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. We are taking a breather. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
Kumbuka kila Monday ni Iris serving you nothing but the best in reggae music.
Aisha ni yangu, washughulika na yako.
And on Tuesday, it's all about Kenyan music, bringing you the best from the 2-5 flow.
And of course, to all you hip-hop heads, we've got you covered each and every Wednesday. Not forgetting, we've got some R&B on the side.
Now every Thursday tunavuka border across Africa to bring you nothing but the best for Afro Thursday.
Ready for burn up warning, someone's playing.
And on Friday we do it live with me, Emily Mbai.
And me, DJ Koljax, on the ones and twos.
Not forgetting DJ_Lizadiva Pale Pia. Make sure you get interactive from 4:30 to 6 p.m. #KBC Club 1.
At At KBC Channel 1, we put people at the heart of events with our captivating weekly news features. Every day, we are breaking new grounds with informative, entertaining, and inspiring human interest stories. On Mondays, 9 p.m., we have The Cabinets. Tuesday, 9 p.m., we get inside the barracks for military tales. We delve in the world of cinemas and theater each Wednesday night. For the young and industrious, make a date with us every Thursday at 9 p.m. Fridays are dedicated for my culture. On Saturdays, we go back in time for history in perspective. And on Sundays, we get to know the process of how things are done and made. KBC Channel 1 News features a whole lot of wonderful viewing experience.
Welcome back. You're watching the Lunchtime News. Across the borders in the world of business, Alabama and Utah have joined other U.S. states prohibiting the use of Chinese-owned short video sharing app TikTok on state government devices and computer networks due to national security concerns. Details of this and more in news from around the globe.
The ban follows warning from FBI Director Chris Wray last month, who said the Chinese government could use the ByteDance-owned app to control data collection on millions of US users or control the recommendation algorithm, which could be used for influence operations. Alabama Governor KEVC, in a statement, disturbingly, TikTok harvests vast amount of data, much of which has no legitimate connection to the app's supposed purpose of video sharing. Use of TikTok involving state IT infrastructure, thus creating an acceptable vulnerability to Chinese infiltration operations. Her directive also ordered executive branch agencies to take all necessary steps to prevent TikTok from accessing sensitive state data. Elsewhere, Britain's economy rebounded in October a little more strongly than expected from September, when output was affected by a one-off public holiday to mark the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. But a recession remained on the cards. A report from the Office for National Statistics shows that gross domestic product grew by 0.5% after September's 0.6%. The figures are unlikely to change the view among investors and analysts that Britain's economy faces a bleak 2023. Despite October's growth, it will take a significant turnaround in policy making and global conditions to change the downward British economic trajectory. Finally, Sam Bankman-Fried, founder of the collapsed cryptocurrency exchange FTX, has been arrested in the Bahamas. The country's attorney general has said he is scheduled to appear in a magistrate court in the Caribbean country's capital, Nassau. Police said Bankman-Fried, 30, was arrested for financial offenses against laws in the US and the Bahamas. Last month, FTX filed for bankruptcy in the US, leaving many users unable to withdraw their funds. According to a court filing last month, FTX owned its 50 largest creditors, almost $3.1 billion. Bankman-Fried was once viewed as a young version of legendary US inventor Warren Buffett, and as recently as late October had a net worth estimated at more than $15 billion.
The Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency has entered into a partnership with International Trade Center to build capacity among local small traders keen on the export value chain. Keproba Director for Stakeholders Coordination Flois Mukabana says the e-commerce platform will enable the traders secure new buyers for Kenyan-made products.
Access to markets remains a challenge to a majority of small traders.
Any person who succeeds must have embraced e-commerce, because it is the way of doing business that has no boundaries.
Leveraging the digital space has been backed as a solution due to its numerous potential to tap new markets across the globe.
Momentum is there. There's a huge amount of trade happening online. And of course, as a result of the lockdown, the digital transformation has accelerated across the world.
However, to fully onboard SMEs, there is need for e-commerce capacity building in the form of clinics and technical workshops, as well as networking opportunities.
We believe e-commerce sites will enable Kenyans to penetrate untapped markets, link new buyers to Kenyan-made products, while also giving ample space for research on Kenyan products and online purchases from buyers in different countries.
Under the Ecom Connect program, small business owners will be trained and offered online and offline visibility tools. So far, over 200 SMEs have enlisted for the program that targets various export products.
At least for those who have smartphones, they can go on the device, connect, download the app for free, and then visualize all of the content. So obviously we are adding content around digital, so maybe that's how to create a Facebook profile, business profile, how to create a Google business profile, etc. There's also content which they may be interested in terms of health, in terms of finance. So that's one of the ways that we're trying to reach more people that may not otherwise have the opportunity.
Keproba has set up a fully integrated and interactive portal to provide exporters, buyers and sellers an opportunity to showcase and trade their products. Regina Manyara reporting for Lunchtime News.
In sports, the first finalists of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 will be known tonight as two-time winners Argentina face 2018 semi-finalist Croatia at the Lusail Iconic Stadium at 10 p.m. Ahead of the clash, both teams spoke to the media, and our reporter Daniel Wahome, who is in Qatar, filed these reports.
The first FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 semi-final brings together two teams that reached the last four with dramatic penalty shootout victories. Croatian goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic was the star as he stopped two penalties to see his side go past five-time winners Brazil. Tonight, they face an Argentina side that draws inspiration from 2014 Golden Ball winner Lionel Messi as they seek a second successive appearance in a World Cup final.
Playing the great Argentina, the terrific team led by Leo Messi, they're highly motivated and they're under greater pressure than Croatia at this particular moment in time. We have analyzed our opponent. We know how they play. We know where they want to take the game, and we're preparing for them. I'm an optimist by nature. I do trust my players.
And we have to focus on the defense, and because only as a team you can do something major or win a trophy, but some specific plan we do not have yet. We just have to show what we know do our best from the very first time to the last minute, both in terms of defense and attack and all of the other actions, and I hope for a positive result.
Opponents Argentina lost a 2-goal lead to the Netherlands before going through courtesy of goalkeeper Damian Emiliano Martinez's heroics. Coach Lionel Scaloni contends that they will stick to the style of play that got them to this phase.
We share our different impressions and feelings about the opponent, but we won't change our style. Beyond our system, we think we will need to play the same way, and that's what we are going to do. And depending on the moment of the game, we will try to make the best decisions and to rise up to the challenge. They have great players with a great quality in the middle of the pitch. They are very good.
Con buena estatura también. Creo que es un mix de lo que pueden llegar a hacer. Pueden jugar por dentro.
That's a mix of what they can offer. They can play in the middle of the pitch, infield. They can make some crosses and get to the area. So I think it will be a tough game.
We're now at the business end of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. Argentina will face Croatia tonight at 10 p.m. And be sure to watch that match on KBC Channel 1. And guess what? It's Croatia seeking a second successive appearance at the final. For Argentina, the last time they were here was in 2014. Can they make another final? We shall find out as it hits midnight or even 1 a.m. if it goes to penalties or even extra time. World Cup Iko KBC. KBC Iko Qatar. Reporting for Lunchtime News, I am Daniel Wahome.
Argentina defender Nicolas Tagliafico says Lionel Messi's presence will give the team a special advantage against Croatia in their World Cup semi-final tonight. The match will be played at Lusail Stadium at 10 p.m. and will be broadcast live on KBC Channel 1 and all KBC's radio stations.
Lionel Messi reaches out for more history.
Argentina's progress to the last four has largely been inspired by Lionel Messi's default, scoring 4 and assisting 2 of their 9 goals. Messi will equal Germany great Lothar Matthäus' 25-match tournament appearance record against the 2018 World Cup finalists at Lusail Stadium. The 35-year-old targets to lead Argentina to a first triumph since 1986 in his 5th and likely last World Cup. Meanwhile, victory for Croatia would see them become only the second side after Germany in 2014 to eliminate both Brazil and Argentina in the knockout stages of the same World Cup. Argentina will be without the suspended Marcos Acuna and Gonzalo Montiel, with Tagliafico set to come in at left back. However, both Angel Di Maria and Rodrigo Di Paul will be fit to play for Scaloni's side. Croatia boss Dalic has no injury or suspension concerns and will be able to select from a fully fit squad after Bona Sosa and Mislav Orsic recovered from illness. This is the third World Cup meeting between Argentina and Croatia and the first in the knockout stages. Argentina won 1-0 in 1998 before Croatia's 3-0 win in the 2018 tournament in Russia. The match will be broadcast live on KBC Channel 1 and all KBC's radio stations.
Top seed Crispin Odhiambo emerged as the overall winner of the annual Jamhuri Droughts tournament played at Motela Social Hall in the county of Nairobi. Mwenye Russia finished second, while Mombasa-based Said Naji was placed third according to the Kenya Droughts Association Treasurer Charles Msioka. The tournament was used to gauge the preparedness of the players ahead of the Turkey Open Droughts Championship, where Crispin Odhiambo will represent Kenya. 17 players drawn from Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu and Machakos took part in the tournament. The winners walked away with cash prizes and trophies.
Tuko na vijana wazuri na next year majaliwa Mwenyezi Mungu tunapeleka team Turkey. Tuko na invitation ya kwenda Turkey, wachezaji 4. Tuko na sponsorship ya wachezaji 2 na documents zao ziko sawa. So next year mwezi wa 4 Kenya will be represented in Turkey for the first time.
Kuna mfumo tofauti za draft, kuna ile ya mbele, ile ya zamani, na kuna hii yenye watu wamezoea inaitwa casino. Hii ndio both mbele na nyuma. Na I think hata Kenya imekuwa recognize, maana tumekuwa tukiparticipate hizi international games. Sasa hii tumecheza tu ya country wide peke yake, yani within Kenya peke yake. Maana hakuna mchezaji wa nje mwenye amekama.
All right, we've come to the end of Channel 1 Lunchtime News, going through some of your feedback. This is ahead of tonight's game where Argentina and Croatia will face up. And acknowledgements that you're saying you're watching KBC Channel 1 and you're asking which side should you put your bet. Your guess should be as good as mine. Kennedy Malax is saying watching KBC Channel 1 from the county of Nairobi. Daniel Burungu, Manu Gonda, Franco Francis. You're saying you're keeping it KBC Channel 1. We're not taking your viewership for granted. We do appreciate your company. My name is Irene Chuma Odem. On sign language interpretation is Byron Abule. For more details on Just Add News and many more, do log on to www.kbc.co.ke. Good afternoon.
the excitement. Relish every moment. Get 1.5 GB at 50 bob, valid for 3 hours. Furahia futa. Dial *544 hash. Make chaguo smarter na Airtel, the most affordable network.
History is beckoning. Ball down on the right side. Ricardo Horta didn't get to do anything with it. And it's Ronaldo who was setting it up, and the shot is carved, sets it up, and then Ronaldo did it even better for Joao Felix. Oh no, with that touch. That looks like magic. 8 minutes of added time, and Ronaldo almost changes the scoreline here from just a single touch. Ronaldo almost gets the better of Bono. A quick ball up at the front, in between two defenders. A fast touch and a shot towards goal, Jacob.
Bono again here stopping Cristiano Ronaldo from getting into the score sheet here. Bono has done a commendable job for the Moroccan side for sure.